Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You already know who it is. It is your boy Lewis, and I am back again with yet another banger with yet another video. You guys already know the drill, man. We always go through this, man, but I always appreciate when you do it. The first thing you do is you hit that like button. Second thing you do is hit that subscribe button. Thirdly, and lastly, most importantly, hit that notification bell to always receive the latest and greatest content. As I always try to provide for you guys, man, I always love and appreciate you guys always taking the time to watch my videos, man. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, blessed Friday, and you're staying warm out there because these days have been frigid cold. But once again, man, I always thank you guys and appreciate it. And, thanks for watching this video, and make sure you share it at the end, man. This video is pertaining to about LeBron James. Now you're wondering, Lewis, are you going to talk about LeBron James last night and what he did in helping the Lakers win with his 24 points, 14 rebounds, and 9 assists, almost a triple-double, and Shannon Sharpe is wetting his panties in a bunch and his pussy's all wet because LeBron James had a triple-double in his return back, and how the Lakers were in shambles without him? Absolutely not. Because Rajon Rondo was in and out, Kyle Kuzma was in and out with a hip flexor, and Lonzo Ball is currently out 46 weeks with an ankle injury. So LeBron ain't the whole damn team. He's the best player on the team, but he ain't the whole damn team. What I'm talking about is LeBron's statements. When LeBron talks, when LeBron says his quotas, when LeBron is passive aggressive in social media. I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about basically some of the credible, quote unquote, credible statements that LeBron has made over the years and why he's contradicted himself in a lot of these statements. So ladies and gentlemen, we will get into it, starting with number one. Remember when LeBron won gold in Beijing with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and all those guys? LeBron was planning to come to South Beach with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh because LeBron had told Dwayne Wade that it would have been really cool if we can play together. This was an article by Sports Illustrated that was noted when they had talked about how LeBron and Wade could possibly team up and join South Beach since they were free agents in 2010. What did LeBron James said during the run in Miami after he won his first championship in 2012? He said, super teams have always existed in the NBA. We need to bring the super team era back, man. I want to bring back super teams again. I want the NBA to be fun again. Let's bring back super teams. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what LeBron said back in 2012 when he first formed with the Big Three. Because what did LeBron do? He did something that had never been precedented before. He joined with prime players. That had never been done before. So he set the bar for what the norm has become in the NBA. Players fraternizing with one another and teams, basically players wanting to team up and play with each other instead of competing against each other. It takes a thrill and the competition away from the NBA. So he says that. Let's fast forward to 5 years later. Kevin Durant at this point had joined the Golden State Warriors in the offseason. July 4th, 2016 was when he announced that he was going to sign with them. If you guys remember, LeBron versus KD in the 2017 NBA Finals. The Golden State Warriors gentlemen sweep the Cleveland Cavaliers 4-1. That should have been a sweep. But we know what happened in that game 4. 22 first quarter free throws, end of story. 24 three-pointers. It took a Herculean effort just to beat the Warriors in that fourth game. But you don't really know what the apologists are going to say. They're going to say, oh my God, but that's because they got Kevin Durant. They're just such a stacked team. They have 4 All-Stars. How LeBron, when he beat those 3 All-Stars, Draymond went crying to Kevin Durant and called them up to join the Golden State Warriors. So LeBron has said that he wanted to bring super teams back. KD goes to a natural build-up super team and makes them a super team. They lose in 5 games, and you can see the distraught in LeBron's face and how angry he is. And what did he say after the post game after they lost in 5 games? LeBron said that he did everything that he possibly could to put his team in the position to win. Notice he put himself before the team because earlier in that season, LeBron had said that the players were too top-heavy. He said that the Cavaliers needed a playmaker. This is LeBron now. This is LeBron talking about that they needed a playmaker because he felt like that Kyrie was not a credible playmaker. But yet he has a lot of respect for the kid, as he likes to call him. Then he's mad that Kevin Durant won the championship. Now, as a competitor, you would be mad when a player, ends up beating you when you're expecting to win because you don't want to come in second. Because nobody's gonna remember if you came in second. They're gonna remember if you won or not. And LeBron came in second, and it's like he wants to be remembered as a winner, right? But Kevin Durant wins, and he wins Finals MVP, and he hits the shot in LeBron's face in Game 3, coming down the court on the fast break with the pull-up. And then LeBron says somebody had asked him with this whole notion of the super teams, and what did LeBron say? So remember, back in 2012, LeBron said that he wants super teams again and make them credible. Like he wants the NBA to be fun again. Let's make super teams. 2017, fast forward, he loses. He notices what the Warriors have. He called himself the ultimate warrior coming back down from 3-1. Yet looked real stupid after he lost. And then what did he say? Oh, I don't know anything about super teams. I never been on a super team. Notice the contradiction right there? LeBron apologists would say, oh, the Warriors ruined the NBA. But don't you remember the Miami Heat were the most hated and scrutinized team when they formed together? But yet the Warriors ruined the NBA. People were so upset that LeBron joined with two prime players. As I've said many times, Wade was 28, Bosh was 26, and LeBron was 25. But according to LeBron apologists, the Warriors are the team that ruined the NBA. When the Warriors, 3 of the 4 players with the exception of Durant and now Boogie Cousins were drafted. But according to the LeBron apologists, they all signed there as free agents and were established all-stars from the time that they were drafted. According to the LeBron apologists, according to them. But LeBron sits there in the podium and says, I know nothing about super teams. I've never been on a super team. But wait a minute, 5 years ago, you said that you want the NBA to come back to super teams again because it would make the NBA great again. But now 5 years later, you have no idea what a super team is. Okay. So you have no idea what a super team is all about. So basically, Wade and Bosh were role players, according to you, because that's what you're saying. You teamed up with these two guys at the time when you joined with the Miami Heat, but now you're saying that, according to you, Wade and Bosh are just role players. They really weren't that good, were they? Now, the apologists are once again going to say, oh, well, it really wasn't that credible because Wade and Bosh really didn't perform to the level they did. But did you realize that when LeBron came there, his game never really sacrificed? The guys who had to change their game were Wade and Bosh, and Wade was the one who deferred to him, which showed you the leadership that Dwayne Wade was. And I'm telling you right now, I feel like Dwayne has dealt with a lot of shit with LeBron, and because they're good friends, it's like he's just pretty much dealt with it. And that's how you maintain a relationship. When there's stuff that the other person does that it's like, it can be annoying to you, but because your friendship is so important, you're just going to deal with it, man, and just try to work things out the best you can. But yeah, LeBron says that statement, and then it's like 5 years change because things aren't going your way. All of a sudden, now it's like you were never part of a super team because of the juggernaut in Golden State. If you remember also, LeBron James is talking about how much he was a competitor and that he's chasing the ghost of Chicago in 2017 after demolishing the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals when Isaiah Thomas had an injured hip in Game 1, I believe. Well, actually, no, he injured it in the series before against the Wizards. And then he came back and tried to play, but he really couldn't. And quite honestly, the Cavaliers should have swept the Celtics. They had no chance. They blew them out 3 times in their building by crazy imaginable margin of points. But yet, when they beat them, what did LeBron say? Somebody asked him in the podium. I think it was Ernie or somebody. No, because it was in ESPN. Sorry. No. The Warriors are playing on ESPN and the Cavaliers are playing on TNT. Sorry. So I think it was Ernie who asked him. He said, LeBron, what do you think about playing against the Golden State Warriors in the finals? You know what LeBron said? He said, I don't even want to think about that juggernaut up there in Golden State. What was that telling me? As a competitor, you would be looking forward to the challenge, and in your heart of hearts, you honestly believe that you think that you can beat those guys, even if your team doesn't stack up well against them. You tell yourself we're gonna shock the world. You may not be better than them, but it's like that's not what your heart tells you. Your heart or your mind tells you. It tells you that again, I'm gonna compete to the best of my ability, and I believe I can beat them. So basically, LeBron was already defeated after he won the Eastern Conference Finals. So you basically told your team, "Oh, I know we're gonna lose, so I'm not really gonna try hard. I'm not gonna try hard on defense. I'm just gonna pad my statistics. I'm gonna pad my stats to say that I did everything I could, and I'm gonna throw you guys under the bus." Notice that LeBron has done that pretty much a good shell part of his career. And see how he contradicts himself? And I said, that's the mind of a competitor? No. And then in 2017, in the offseason, where there were rumors after the 2016 championship that Kyrie Irving was going to be traded for Eric Bledsoe and Paul George, getting a third team involved possibly to get those two players. LeBron was okay with the deal because Eric Bledsoe is signed to Clutch Sports, a.k.a. Rich Paul. The deals just didn't fall through from Indiana because the owners of the Pacers did not want to trade Paul George to a rival. So that's why those deals didn't fall through. But LeBron okayed the deal. So that means, does he really respect Kyrie Irving? No. And then when Kyrie Irving got traded, LeBron was saying that he was ready to give Kyrie Irving the keys. Kyrie Irving knew that you were going to leave because your mind was already set on going to the Lakers. And notice that LeBron has always been undermined. See, Rich Paul does a lot of his handling, and him and LeBron pretty much talk, and they try to undermine stuff so that when Rich Paul comes out, it's just to say, "Oh, I wasn't talking with LeBron because it didn't come from me." Like that's what he's trying to do. But basically, LeBron has been the mastermind of all this. As an NBA player, LeBron is amazing. But the fact that he undermines these operations with Rich Paul, and then Rich Paul is taking the blunt because him and Anthony Davis just got fined for tampering. Who is Anthony Davis signed with? Oh, Clutch Sports, with his agent Rich Paul. Because what are they trying to do? AD is trying to go the Underground Railroad to pop up in Lakerland and say, "Oh, look, I'm here in LA with LeBron James trying to team up." And then trying to get Kyrie Irving to come because of the fact that Kyrie went to the media and apologized because he figured he found it so difficult to be a leader and understands that how now I'm in the situation that you were in where you were dealing with me as a young kid. Yeah, this is all to say that low-key Kyrie is trying to, and LeBron is trying to get Kyrie and AD to come to Staples Center. And don't be surprised if they can get Kevin Love there also. So now LeBron's trying to form another super team. Yet, according to the LeBron apologists, this is why I don't take LeBron credible, because according to them, they continuously say that the Warriors and Kevin Durant ruined the NBA. The Warriors only got two free agents. One, Kevin Durant, and Boogie Cousins, who nobody pretty much wanted because of the deal that he asked for. And this is why I don't find LeBron credible, because then last year in 2018, they get Derrick Rose, they get Dwayne Wade, they get Jay Crowder, they get Isaiah Thomas in the deal. He wasn't healthy. But the notion was they got Jeff Green, and the notion was that they can compete with Golden State. And if I remember, all of the apologists were saying that it was the funeral for the Eastern Conference, that the Cavaliers were going to be in contention to win a championship. They don't know if they could beat Golden State, but they can definitely challenge them and have a chance. That's all I heard. They get off to a bad start. LeBron is pouting, whining, and it's like he already knew that he wanted to leave Cleveland. But then he kept coming out saying that I'm putting my team in the position to win. Like, I'm doing everything I can. Notice he kept saying I, not we, I. And even if he said we, he's talking about him. This is why I don't take LeBron's words as credible. That's not hate. You just have to listen to what LeBron says. And it's like, oh, okay. No, that's not what LeBron means. No. So why is LeBron still undermining all these actions? He did it in Beijing, planning to come to Miami, which is why LeBron James did not play well the last three games in the 2010 Eastern Conference semifinals. And I mentioned this when they got upset by the Magic. LeBron James did not speak to the media for 2 weeks, people, after he got upset. David Stern fined him and said he had to speak to them. And that's my problem. Adam Silver has actually been much more softer than David Stern, because David Stern wouldn't have allowed that shit. Now, he low-key helped LeBron, but not to the level that Adam Silver is, because LeBron James is never held accountable for anything, and this is why I don't take LeBron credible at all. He's gone to the media and complained, we need players, we need playmakers, we're too top-heavy. Like, LeBron stops playing defense and saying that we did a great job defensively. No, you didn't do a good job defensively. Like, why aren't you held accountable for your lack of defense? All I keep hearing is, oh, he's injured this, or he's trying to relax for the postseason this. He's not really playing hard that. A bunch of excuses. I'm going to tell you right now, man. It's like people can say what they want about Kobe Bryant, how he's overrated, how Kobe Bryant is code breaker, whatnot. But I'm going to tell you right now, Kobe Bryant played till you would have to cut his heart out to shut him down, because Kobe played with effort. The numerous injuries that Larry Bird suffered in his career before Larry Bird really couldn't, his career was done. This dude played with effort, and he was not the best defender. Larry Bird was in class, but Larry Bird played with effort, my ladies and gentlemen. He played with effort, and he was in a more physical era. Now, defensively, maybe not so because of the fact that the 80s was a fast pace, but definitely more physical. I'm not going to say defensively it was tougher, but they were definitely more physical in the 80s. Definitely physical. You can make a case that the 70s was probably the most physical era of basketball. 70s, 80s, 90s. But this is why I don't take LeBron credible, man. This is why I don't think that when LeBron talks, it's just not credible. I mean, this is the same dude that says that, you know, we got a chance to win and all this kind of stuff. And if you look at 2018 in the finals, look what happened. Look what happened with Golden State. After game one and at the end of regulation, the great leadership that he shows, pouting, did we have a timeout? Not instructing JR or helping JR, putting him in a tough spot. Like, that's on JR because of this and that. Like, you don't tell him anything. It's like you just leave him in no man's land. And what did Kobe Bryant say? You can't just give him the ball and expect him to do something. Yo, your system is so flawed. You have to try to figure it out. And that's the problem with LeBron James. He doesn't want to figure it out. He wants everything the easy way. People are talking about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant saw what your success did for you, and Kevin said, hey, if that works for LeBron, maybe it could work for me. I'm looking at Golden State and saying, you got a reigning two-time MVP. You have an all-star in Klay Thompson who can shoot. I think they might make my game a lot easier. And Draymond, who already plays defense, hey, Steph and Klay can help me with the scoring load. I could become a defender and help Draymond. Hey, you know what? They make it so much easier. They're more cerebral than the players I play with in Oklahoma City, in particular the point guard I play with. Let me go join that team. And Kevin Durant said it. I did not know how to play basketball until I joined Golden State. But yeah, LeBron is all upset. And the crazy part is that LeBron padded his stats once again in the final. And what did he say? His teammates that got traded after he was upset with the first go around with the team because that team was full of turmoil, and LeBron was just like, he got on guys like when the leads would go to 20 or 30, and then LeBron would just sit there and just pout and complain, and it's like not even play effort on defense. He just cared about the offensive end. And people were saying, oh, LeBron is having the best season of his career. If you're having the best season of his career, you're probably doing it at both ends of the floor, especially with a player of LeBron James' caliber. But he was not doing that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what he was doing? He was worried about his offensive numbers. He didn't care about defense. He stopped playing defense since 2014. And in that year, he made second team all defense. And how old was LeBron James? He was 29. He was 29 years old. And he stopped playing defense before the age of 30. But yet, y'all want to sit here and call LeBron the GOAT. Give me a effing break. He stopped playing defense before the age of 30. But in your minds, he is the GOAT. Michael Jordan made first team all defense at age 34 and 35. LeBron stopped playing defense before the age of 30, but somehow he's the GOAT. This is why I don't take LeBron James as credible. He's a great player, but it's like, yo, when you see this, it's like, you just gotta laugh. Like, this is why it's just plum idiotic pea brains that just continuously just say that because he puts up these amazing numbers, he's just better than you. Yo, intangibles count too, man. Eye test counts too. And that's why I said LeBron is incredible because his new teammates, George Hill, Larry Nance, Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood, they all said that they were willing to defer to LeBron. And how LeBron led this team, a trash full of bums, to the finals. But again, LeBron's system is what allows you guys to make those statements constantly. They're not better than LeBron, obviously. But his system is what makes you guys come up with those statements. You notice that? I've always wondered what a team in a system would play without LeBron if the team was actually talented enough, which LeBron has had since he's been in Miami. Because I remember Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade won a couple of games at times when LeBron James missed games. And Chris Bosh's numbers are better when LeBron doesn't play. And even when Dwayne Wade at times doesn't play. And that's why I said I feel like LeBron's comments are always mostly flawed. And this dude goes on social media and is passive aggressive with all of his statements. Yo, you don't think he's taking subliminal shots? Come on, man. This is the same dude that went on, that was playing Portland, you know, the song Portland with Drake, Travis Scott, and Quavo. And what was the part that Quavo says? He goes, doom, doom. Never let a nigga ride your wave. He was talking about Kyrie. Apologists go, oh no, like, y'all looking too much into it. He's just talking about a song that he likes, man. But he does that all the time. He looks at lyrics of a song to always take a shot at somebody. And notice, LeBron really doesn't really talk about his team like that. He talks about himself, and then he goes on social media and praises other players because he cares about his friends, and he cares about other players of possible teams that he could play with instead of his own team, worrying about his own team. Also, when you look at all this as well, it's like, You texted Kevin Durant to see if you could work out with him to possibly join you. You texted Paul George to see if you could work out with him so that you could join him too. You even asked Giannis Antetokounmpo and he said no. But yet people want to sit here and say, oh, LeBron, it's not fair that LeBron's got to deal with all this. That the Warriors and Boogie Cousins ruin the NBA. When the owners are just doing their job and being aggressive. But I'm going to take LeBron's credible words and say, oh, he knows nothing. He really doesn't talk to anybody. But yet underhandedly tried to get 3 people to join him to work out to see if he could get a star to come to LA, to say he's this master recruiter. So then you let Rich Paul handle your stuff to say, oh, it's not coming from me, but it is coming from you because Rich Paul is being your messenger. You're telling him what to do. And your head corporate sponsors at Nike are telling him what to do because we want you to be a bigger brand because you are the image of our brand. Remember? What was that word in Cleveland that they used when they put the billboard on your at the Quicken Loans Arena? Witness? Yeah, that's right. And I remember when you first left to Miami, they called you Quitness. They called you La Chicken, La Baby. They called you every single name in the book. Because you want to do a 1 hour special, a 1 hour segment, just to say that you're going to go play at South Beach. My goodness, what a diva seeking attention. Notice I'm talking about his personality tendencies and not his basketball game. But apologists are going to say, all in all, you are an absolute hater. Like if you pull the string from the back of their back, oh, you're a hater. You're the biggest LeBron hater in the world. You're a hater. You're nothing. F you, bitch. I can't sleep at night because you talk bad about LeBron. That's what plays when you pull the string dolls in the back. That's what the LeBron James Justice Coalition does. That we know you're talking bad about LeBron, so like it's nothing. This is why I can't take LeBron seriously every time he talks. It's like every time I hear him speak, I feel like he just continuously lies. It's lies. Nothing's credible. All LeBron needs to do is just be quiet. Just play basketball. Worry about your team and let the owners and let the front office deal with the decisions. Stop trying to undermine shit having Rich Paul doing that because then you got caught and then you were going tampering because they say everybody's talking about why other players don't tamper with Jimmy Butler and all these kind of cats. Yeah, they need to hold all those guys to a high standard too, because but again, LeBron James doesn't get fined for tampering because the league can't do that because it's gonna look bad if we do that to LeBron James. But I'm saying if you're gonna hold this accountable for Jimmy Butler or any other player, the same holds for your superstar in the face of the NBA. You have to hold everybody accountable. But according to the rule book, it's only fair for a certain person, but not everybody else. I'm sorry. I'm not having that. No way. It's just nonsensical to do that. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. But then after this, you wanna say how great the Golden State Warriors are after being down 3-0. You want to come with you want to say that your hand was self-inflicted when everybody already knew that you already had an injury. When you come out and you lob it off the backboard and you dunk it with two hands ferociously, but then you want to come back and say, I had a self-inflicted injury. Oh, I pretty much played with a broken hand. You put a cast and you put your wife's scarf over the cast. Like, really? Yo, you got to be kidding me. I have never met a superstar as weak as LeBron James. That after 4 games, you want to come out here and take your wife's scarf and wrap that shit around your cast, and you expect me to want to believe your words and say that that's credible, that, oh, you play with a broken hand. But then I want to talk about the fact that you shook some of the Warriors players with your right hand, and you were dabbing your sons with your right hand. And then Shannon Sharp trying to make excuses when he knows he wrong. And that's why I don't take LeBron credible at all. And it's like he's trying to do this stuff again. But then you want to say the Warriors were in NBA, why can't LeBron have another super team? So that means he's going to team up Wade and Bosh for a super team, but they said it wasn't a super team, but that's a bunch of BS. It's bullshit. It's real bullshit. They were a super team. They monopolized the Eastern Conference. They was really, come on. They faced a 38-44 win Milwaukee Bucks team in 2013 that had nobody on that team. Don't tell me that that LeBron and company didn't monopolize the Eastern Conference. I don't want to hear that nonsense. Then he goes back to Cleveland under Miley because of the 2014 Heat were just coasting, and LeBron at that point really just stopped playing defense. Yeah, he made second team, but you could tell he wasn't playing defense no more. And goes with a young 22-year-old Kyrie Irving and a young 25-year-old Kevin Love who made all-star teams. And now AD all-star teams and Kyrie Irving, second stint with Kyrie. LeBron would have played with, 6 all-stars? And then all these other former players he's played with, like Darren Williams, who was a former 3-time all-star, Ray Allen, Kyle Korver made the all-star team in 2015, top 3-point shooter of all time, top 5 at least. Like, but yeah, y'all want to see here. Oh, and then on top of that, it's like you said that this team is really good enough, and then when Jordan Clarkson and them won you the first couple of games after that big trade that they traded the whole freaking team, then you want to be like, oh, it's going to take some time, but we're going to do well, and, we're just trying to get everything adjusted, get the chemistry down packed. But that's no excuse. Y'all decided to trade the whole team because things weren't going well, and you showed no leadership. That's why I don't buy by LeBron's words. It's just watch the games and look at his body language. And then you want to say that your team is very smart and they're good enough to compete. They were good enough to compete. But then after game 4, oh, I need players that are more cerebral, that are winning, that are really smart. So now you're trying to say your team is dumb, but these are the players that you wanted. All of a sudden they're dumb. That's why I don't say I take LeBron James as credible. And he's trying to do this same idiotic nonsense in LA. This is why certain Laker fans didn't want him for that reason. But anywho, that's why I'm telling you that this is why I don't take LeBron seriously, and that I think he's a liar every time I hear him speak. He doesn't speak the truth. He tries to hide a lot of his messages, but if you really pay attention, LeBron ain't really credible with his statements. He makes up a lot of nonsense. That's why it's like you don't really want to listen. This is not about what LeBron does for the community. This is not about LeBron's family as a husband, as a father. That's not what I'm talking about. Basketball player and how he speaks to the media. Simple as that. Cut it out with the nonsense that I'm attacking his manhood when I'm talking about his basketball. Manhood is not critiquing his basketball. Basketball is not critiquing his manhood. Cut it out. So anywho, this is your boy Lewis checking in with another video. I truly appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys honestly think that LeBron James' words are really credible? So let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is Lewis again. I hope everyone has a happy Friday, man. Bless up, one love, man. Thanks again for watching, man. Peace. Appreciate you guys as always. Bye.